I learned the art of smiling early, before the world asked how I felt. I curved my lips like a practiced lie, while my heart quietly knelt. Behind the mirror of shining eyes, storms learned how to stay polite. Thunder folded into silence. Lightning dressed itself as light. I smiled for mornings and crowded rooms, for greetings, for tea, for prayer. No one saw the weight I carried, because joy looked honest there. My laughter became a borrowed coat, worn well in the winter of pain. It fit so perfectly on my shoulders that no one noticed the rain. Every "I'm fine" tasted bittersweet, like sugar on an open wound. I fed the world my gentle voice, while my soul howled at the moon. There are tears that fall down cheeks, and tears that never learn the way. They stay behind the ribs, and grow heavier every day. I hid my grief in small kindness, in helping others stand tall, because when you heal another's ache, yours learns how to crawl. At night, when smiles go to sleep, I remove my face like a mask. The mirror finally meets the truth. It never dared to ask. The bed remembers what I forget, how often my breath has shaken. Pillows know my real name, the one sorrow has taken. I smile for love I could not keep, for promises worn thin, for the door that closed so softly, but shattered me within. I smile for dreams that changed their address, left no forwarding sign. They packed my hope in cardboard boxes, labeled "Another Time." Some wounds bleed quietly. They don't scream, they don't cry. They learn to speak fluent silence, and wave at pain passing by. I mastered the grammar of normal days, commas of calm, periods of peace, while exclamation points of sorrow were locked where no one sees. They say, "You're always so strong," and I nod, let them believe. They don't know strength is sometimes just surviving the need to grieve. My smile has calluses now, from lifting too much weight. It has held doors, carried conversations, and negotiated with fate. I have smiled through goodbyes, through maybe and someday, through the sound of footsteps leaving that never walked my way. In crowds, my smile becomes a shield, polished, bright, and wide. No one aims questions at a face that looks this satisfied. But oh, the tears behind it, they write letters to my heart. They remind me of every ending that pretended to be a start. I have cried without moisture, sobbed without a sound, learned that drowning can happen while still standing on the ground. The world loves visible sadness. It knows how to respond, but hidden pain makes people uneasy, so they move on. So I smile to keep the peace, to stop the awkward pause, to save them from the truth they never asked me to cause. My smile has become my uniform, neatly pressed, always ready, while my soul walks barefoot inside me, tired, trembling, unsteady. Sometimes the smile cracks a little, in quiet, unexpected ways, when a song remembers my past, or a scent replays old days. In those moments, tears rush forward, knocking on the door of my eyes, but the smile stands guard and whispers, "Not now, not in public, not tonight." I wonder who I would be if I let the smile rest, if I allowed my face to confess what my heart has always guessed. Would they still recognize me without the curve they trust? Or would honesty make them uncomfortable, turn compassion into dust? I smile for my younger self, who thought love would stay, who believed effort could stop people from walking away. I smile for the parts of me that didn't survive the fall, for innocence, for faith, for hope. I smile for them all. Behind this smile lives a museum of moments I don't display, glass cases of almosts and what-ifs that guide me through each day. Every tear I hide becomes wisdom, or at least that's what I tell myself, because pain needs a purpose, to stay on the shelf. Some days the smile feels light, almost real, almost true, as if joy borrowed my face and stayed a little too. Other days it weighs 1,000 tons, a mountain balanced on skin, and I wonder how long a human can keep everything in. If you ever look closely, Between laughter and reply, you might see a shadow flicker in the corner of my eye. That is a tear remembering itself. That is a heart asking why. That is the truth tapping softly behind a very practiced smile. And maybe one day, gently, I'll let that smile stand down. Let tears walk freely on my face, without feeling I must drown. Until then, I smile for survival, for peace, for time to heal, because sometimes a hidden tear is the bravest thing you feel. I smile like a borrowed sunrise, painted gently across my face, while inside, dusk keeps stretching, refusing to give up its place. I have learned how to nod at joy, how to clap when others win, how to celebrate there forever, while questioning where I fit in. My smile knows all the shortcuts. It arrives before questions form. It shields me from curious eyes. Like a well-rehearsed storm, people trust a smiling soul. They think happiness is loud. They never suspect the quiet ones, who suffer without a crowd. I smile at weddings and festivals, at lights, at music, at cheer, while my heart counts the absences of those who should be near. Some nights I sit with memories, like strangers sharing tea. They speak of who I used to be, before life disagreed with me. I smile for the version of me, who waited by silent phones, who believed in late replies, and read love in broken tones. Behind this smile is a battlefield, where wars were fought alone, where hope raised white flags daily, and courage turned into stone. I smiled when I lost my way, when roads forgot my name, because confusion looks weaker when it dresses itself as sane. There are tears trapped in my laughter. If you listen, you might hear a trembling note beneath the sound, a truth too fragile, too near. I smile when they say, "Be patient," as if time owes me grace, as if waiting never bruised a heart or erased a familiar face. My smile has memorized prayers. I whisper without a sound, asking God to read my silence. When no words can be found, sometimes even mirrors flinch. They know I'm not okay, but they politely reflect the smile and let the truth walk away. I smile for all the apologies I never received, for the explanations that never came, but were desperately believed. There are tears that live in breathing, in pauses between words, in the way my chest tightens when I hear certain names heard. I smile for the sake of balance, because falling apart takes time, and the world rarely waits for a heart that's out of line. I have smiled myself into exhaustion, into quiet, invisible pain, where even crying feels like work, and numbness feels like gain. Behind this smile is a locked room, where I keep my worst days, where grief sits calmly in a chair and stares at me for hours straight. I smile when they say, "You're lucky," not knowing what luck has cost, not seeing the pieces of me that pain quietly lost. My smile is fluent in denial, speaks it beautifully well, convincing the world, and sometimes me, that I'm not living in hell. I smile when love is mentioned, as if it didn't carve me deep, as if my heart didn't learn how promises break in sleep. There are tears stitched into my smile.
Siêu ca phèo, threat be threat.
Each one a night I survived, when hope barely stayed alive in my head. I smile to keep from shattering, from spilling all over the floor, because broken people are often asked to quietly show the door. Sometimes I envy those who cry, who let the river show, because healing seems more honest when pain is allowed to flow. But I was taught to be composed, to swallow storms with grace, to never let the cracks appear on a well-respected face. So I smile like a promise I'm not sure I can keep, while tears behind it line up, waiting for permission to weep. If I ever stop smiling suddenly, don't panic, don't be afraid. It might just mean I finally chose truth over masquerade. Until that day, I walk gently, balancing joy and ache, wearing a smile the world believes in, for my own fragile sake. And if you see me smiling tomorrow, know this simple truth inside: some of the strongest hearts you'll meet are the ones who cry where no one's eyes can pry. I wake each day wearing courage, like a neatly pressed shirt. It hides the bruises of yesterday and the places that still hurt. My smile greets the morning first, before my heart finds air, as if happiness must clock in early, to prove it still works here. I smile at sunlight through windows, at birds that don't know my name. They sing without carrying memories, without dragging yesterday's flame. Behind this smile lives a calendar, marked with invisible ink. Dates that once meant everything, now hurt more than I think. I smile through conversations that skim the surface of me. No one asks about the ocean below. They're satisfied with the sea. There are tears hidden in routine, in brushing teeth, in tying shoes, in doing ordinary things, with an extraordinary bruise. I smile at jokes I've heard before, laugh a second too late, because my mind was elsewhere, revisiting an old debate. My smile knows how to fill silence, how to rescue awkward space. It dances when words disappear, and sadness picks up the pace. I smile when people say, "Move on," as if the past were light, as if love didn't leave fingerprints on every future night. Behind the smile, my heart rehearses things it never got to say, conversations with ghosts of moments that still refuse to fade. I smile for the sake of my parents, for friends who worry too much, because explaining this heaviness feels heavier than the touch. There are tears hidden in patience, in waiting without an end, in hoping time will someday return what it never agreed to lend. I smile at the word forever, as if it didn't betray, as if forever didn't leave me in a foreverless way. My smile is careful with memories. It wraps them in soft disguise, so they don't spill into my voice or flood my watching eyes. At night, the smile loosens its grip, exhausted from being brave, and tears crawl out quietly, like prisoners finally saved. I cry for reasons I can't name, for losses without a face, for the weight of being okay in every single place. I smile again by morning, because habits are hard to break, and the world prefers comfort over the truth we ache. Behind this smile is a question that never learned how to rest. How do you heal a heart that only learned to suppress? I smile at photographs of myself, wondering who that was. Was the smile lighter back then, or did it hide the same cause? There are tears hidden in kindness, in giving more than I should, because sometimes I try to earn love by being endlessly good. I smile when love stories end well, when movies fade to black, then sit with the ache of knowing some endings don't come back. My smile has learned diplomacy. It negotiates with pain, promising it a quiet corner if it agrees to stay contained. But pain is a restless tenant. It knocks at random times, and the smile must work overtime to keep things looking fine. I smile when I feel invisible, when no one reads my eyes, because being unseen hurts less when it wears a disguise. Behind the smile is a poet, writing in invisible ink, turning tears into metaphors, so I don't completely sink. One day, I hope this smile will soften, become honest, become light, not a shield, not a survival tool, but a reflection of inner light. Until then, I keep walking, carrying joy and ache as one, learning that smiling through pain doesn't mean you've lost, you've begun. Because sometimes healing starts quietly, behind closed doors, unseen, with tears hidden behind a smile. Teaching the heart what strength means. That I carry my smile like a passport, stamped by places I've survived. Each mark a country of sorrow. I entered and somehow arrived. I smile at the future cautiously, as one greets a stranger at night, with politeness, with distance, not ready yet to trust the light. Behind this smile, fear whispers, what if hope forgets you again? So I nod, pretending confidence, while bracing quietly for pain. I smile when plans are discussed, when tomorrow sounds so sure, while my heart packs emergency bags, in case joy doesn't endure. There are tears hidden in hope itself, in daring to want something more, because expectation sharpens the fall. When love closes the door, I smile through birthdays and milestones, counting candles, cutting cake, while inside I mourn the wishes I was too afraid to make. My smile understands disappointment. It's fluent in unmet dreams. It knows how to soften the edges of life's unfinished scenes. Behind the smile is a child, still waiting to be chosen first, still believing being patient will somehow quench the thirst. I smile at compliments I don't believe, at praise that feels misplaced, because they don't see the tiredness etched deeply in my face. There are tears hidden in gratitude, in saying thank you too fast, because sometimes gratitude is layered over grief from the past. I smile when people say, "You inspire," unsure what they truly see. If surviving quietly counts as strength, then maybe that's me. Behind this smile is a library of letters I never sent, each one written at midnight, when courage was briefly present. I smile at love from a distance, admiring but staying still, because getting close to happiness requires a stronger will. There are tears hidden in restraint, in walking away when you ache, in choosing silence over truth, for everyone else's sake. I smile when someone touches my shoulder, a simple human sign, while my heart remembers how touch once felt divine. My smile is careful with trust now. It doesn't open easily, because broken things remember how sharp hope can be. Behind this smile is forgiveness, still learning how to breathe, still deciding if letting go means surrender or relief.